Hello, everybody. This is Matt Phillip, and I just want to say off the bat, this is a highly unexpected upload for me, and it might be my last one. But this is just stuff. There's something. What I'm about to say is something that I've had on my mind for a little while. I just wanted to get it off my chest, so I figured I'd just, go dive right into it. And so, to start off. I'll just say this film, Eyes Wide Shut, there are two popular theories about it, and I mean, technically more like one popular theory. I mean, the first one isn't so much of a theory, but just to get right into it, I mean, the first theory is that the film it's just about a marriage. But if you just buy into that, the problem is that then the mansion subplot, that famous scene that takes place in the Rothschild mansion, then that becomes too distracting. And the second theory, which is that the film is about secret societies, the problem with that theory is that the marriage subplot becomes too distracting. And so the conclusion that I drew is that the film, obviously it's about a marriage. I mean, that's just an obvious fact, but it's only about a marriage as a cover for what it is trying to do. Not so much what the film is about, but what the film is, as an entity, is trying to do. And then the second point is that the film itself is not at all about secret societies. And my evidence for why I believe it's not about why it's not about secret societies is that there are 3 points. The first one is that Stanley Kubrick would not have bothered to film Nicole Kidman's extremely tedious monologues if he had intended on making a film about secret societies. Secondly, Stanley Kubrick would not have bothered filming the wrap-up scene at the end of the movie between Sidney Pollack and Tom Cruise, which is what we're seeing right now. And the third point, and most important, there are no secret societies that allow you into their inner circle or sanctum if you know a password. Those are secret parties, not secret societies. And secret parties where you need a password to gain admittance are fairly common amongst the rich and famous. And so, from all of this, the final conclusion that I'm drawing is that Eyes Wide Shut is Stanley Kubrick's checkmate against the film-going audience, but most importantly, his checkmate against the film industry as a whole. And to give some brief background into what I'm talking about, when the film Lolita was released in theaters in 1962, it both revived the film industry, which was dying at the time, and it also invented contemporary filmmaking. Lolita was the start of filmmaking as we know it today. Stanley Kubrick felt he received nothing in return for this service, and so in his last 10 years, perhaps out of maybe some kind of revenge or because he came to believe that the film industry was becoming dangerous, or a combination of the two, and because Stanley Kubrick was also a highly skilled chess player who saw his films in chess terms, he decided that his 13th film, Eyes Wide Shut, would have similar themes to Lolita, but the opposite effect on the film industry of Lolita. In other words, he decided his final film would be his final chess move, and more specifically, his checkmate. Stanley Kubrick knew that New York and London were the vortex points on the globe in terms of creating popular culture. And so he created a deeply atmospheric film which amalgamated both cities. The movie takes place in New York, but it was filmed in London with only one stock footage shot of New York. He knew how to work with this formula in such a way as to influence filmmaking as strongly as Lolita had done, but ultimately to the opposite effect. Contemporary filmmakers who have been heavily influenced by Eyes Wide Shut, which probably accounts for every single one of them, have deliberately inserted atmospherically heavy, particularly London and New York vibes in their films. What all these films share in common is their heavy atmospherics, but their lack of good storytelling and character development. This is because the very film they have been influenced by is deliberately the ultimate achievement in compelling atmosphere but zero substance. And so the influence of Eyes Wide Shut on filmmaking today will one day lead to the end of filmmaking. Stanley Kubrick knew this, and he was smart enough to achieve it. The skill of Eyes Wide Shut is, in other words, an ironic one, because the film was specifically engineered by Kubrick to destroy the film industry. There are many hints throughout the film of Stanley Kubrick trying to tease the audience, the most notable one being Lele Sobieski's character, which is a direct reference to the film Lolita. And the final point I want to make is that in response to the statement that AI, and not Eyes Wide Shut, was intended to be Stanley Kubrick's last film, according to Steven Spielberg, in the documentary Stanley Kubrick, A Life in Pictures, Kubrick handed the AI project over to Spielberg personally. So unless Steven Spielberg was lying to the camera, we already have the official knowledge on that issue. So that's it. I hope you got something out of this, and thanks for watching.